You hand over your suitcase, the airline attaches a barcode, and a few seconds later, your bag disappears behind the check-in counter. From that point on, you trust one thing, that the suitcase traveling under your baggage number is actually yours. But authorities have documented a scam that attacks that exact assumption. An airport insider removes the tag from an innocent passenger's suitcase and attaches it to another bag, sometimes one packed with drugs. And suddenly, the airport system can connect that bag to you. And before your next checked bag disappears down that belt, there are several details you want recorded, including one almost nobody thinks to capture. Look at the little baggage sticker airlines give you after check-in. There's usually a bag number on it, maybe routing information, and enough data for the airline to trace the luggage. Useful? Absolutely. But imagine an officer places a black suitcase in front of you and says, according to the baggage record, this is yours. You know you checked a silver suitcase. Your receipt shows a bag number, but where on that receipt does it show silver hardshell, broken right wheel, blue strap, scratch across the front? It doesn't. That is the gap criminals have allegedly exploited. Because inside the baggage system, the tag is what connects the suitcase to the passenger record. So if the tag moves, the identity of the bag can move with it. And this has already happened to real travelers. In February 2026, two German travelers passing through Toronto Pearson were linked to two suitcases containing roughly 33 kilograms of cannabis each. There was one enormous problem. Investigators later determined that the passengers had never checked those suitcases in. Police alleged that an airline employee had placed baggage tags connected to the innocent travelers onto the drug-filled luggage. Both passengers had initially been arrested. Both were later released without charges. And that is the part worth remembering. They didn't pack the wrong thing. They didn't accept a mysterious package from a stranger. According to investigators, those weren't their bags at all. Brazilian authorities have also investigated baggage tag manipulation connected to international drug shipments. So this isn't a theoretical weakness. The question is what you can actually do before your bag disappears. And the first step is not what most people think. A lot of travelers already photograph their luggage. That's useful if the airline loses it. You want something much more specific. After the airline attaches the baggage tag, but before the suitcase leaves your site, photograph the bag and the attached tag together. Not two separate pictures, one frame, and make sure the suitcase is recognizable and the baggage tag is visibly attached to that exact handle. Get enough detail to identify the bag. Color, brand, straps, stickers, scratches, damaged wheels, anything distinctive. Now you've connected this physical suitcase to this airline baggage tag at the point of handoff. That is already much stronger than simply keeping the little receipt. But there's still a problem. Two suitcases can look similar. A tag can be copied. And there is another number sitting right in front of you at check-in that most passengers completely ignore. Look at the luggage scale. Say your suitcase weighs 41.2 pounds. Take the picture. Because weight gives you another objective characteristic of the bag you actually surrendered. Imagine authorities later associate your baggage tag with a suitcase weighing 68 pounds. That difference doesn't magically prove a crime happened. But now, investigators have a discrepancy they can examine. You didn't just say, that bag looks different. You can say, the suitcase I checked looked like this, carried this tag, and weighed 41.2 pounds at check-in. Appearance. Tag. Weight. And before the suitcase leaves, there's another check that can prevent a much more common problem than smuggling. Most of us watch the baggage tag print and assume the computer got everything right. Take 5 seconds and actually read it. If Miami is your final destination, you should expect MIA. Los Angeles, LAX. Heathrow, LHR. Connecting itineraries can show multiple airports, so don't panic because more than one code appears. What matters is that the routing agrees with your itinerary and what the airline tells you. If something looks wrong, this is the moment to ask. Not when you're standing at baggage claim and your suitcase is 2,000 miles away. Then keep the baggage receipt. Now you have two different records, the airline's claim information and your own image showing which suitcase had that tag attached. But both of those still depend on the airline's baggage system. The next protection doesn't. Most travelers put an AirTag or another compatible tracker inside a suitcase for one reason: to find a lost bag. But think about what it can do in this situation. An official presents a black suitcase carrying a baggage tag associated with you. Meanwhile, the tracker hidden inside the silver suitcase you actually checked is showing a completely different location. That doesn't automatically clear anyone, but it creates another independent piece of information. Where is the physical suitcase you packed? That's valuable. Keep an airline-permitted tracker inside the luggage, not dangling from the outside where it can easily disappear. And before a major trip, check that the battery is working. Now we have appearance, tag, weight, routing, receipt, and an independent location signal. But all of that can still be wasted by one surprisingly common mistake when you land. When luggage starts appearing on the carousel, most people identify their suitcase by color, grab the handle, and leave. Slow down for 5 seconds. Look at the physical bag first. Same brand, same color, same strap, same scratches, same damage. Then check the baggage tag. And here's the important part. If a suitcase appears with information connected to you, but it is obviously not the suitcase you checked, do not simply take it because the label seems to say it belongs to you. Get airline baggage staff involved. The same applies if your real bag arrives with a strange replacement tag, obvious tampering, or your tracker shows something that makes no sense. Take photographs, save screenshots, and if the bag is missing or mishandled, create a written baggage report before leaving the airport. Most of the time, it will be an ordinary airline mistake. But if it isn't, you've just created another timestamp in the paper trail. So what should you actually do before checking your next suitcase? This is where everything comes together. Don't stand at the counter taking 20 random photographs. Create one quick record of the handoff. Show the recognizable physical suitcase. Show its distinctive features. Capture the baggage tag attached to that suitcase. Capture the routing. Capture the weight on the scale. Keep the matching claim receipt, and if you use a tracker, have it running inside the bag. That is the complete idea. Not, I checked a suitcase. But, this is the exact suitcase I handed the airline. This is the tag attached to it. This is what it weighed. This is where it was supposed to go, and here is the independent location of the bag I packed. It takes maybe a minute once you know what you're looking for. And hopefully, you will delete those pictures months later, having never needed them. But now, imagine the worst case. An officer puts a suitcase in front of you that you have never seen. Your baggage information is attached to it. This is not the moment to start inventing theories about baggage handlers, smugglers, or what happened behind the scenes.
Stay calm. State clearly that you do not recognize the suitcase.
Then, show what you actually know. This is my suitcase. This was the tag attached to it. This was the check-in weight. This is my baggage receipt. This is where my tracker shows my bag. Those records are not some guaranteed get-out-of-jail card. If the situation becomes serious, get appropriate legal assistance. But there is an enormous difference between having nothing except, believe me, that isn't mine, and being able to show, no, this is the suitcase I checked. So the next time an airline asks you to place your suitcase on the scale, don't rush through that last minute before it disappears. Because once the belt takes the bag, you lose control of what happens behind the counter. But you don't have to lose the record of exactly what you handed over. He's not wearing a uniform for nothing. You've just landed. You're at baggage claim. A man in a vest, sometimes with an official-looking badge, walks up. He grabs the handle of your suitcase and starts moving. Your instinct is to follow, because he looks like he works there. The vest, the confidence, the sense of purpose. He doesn't work there. The vest is a costume. There is no airport credential. And in about 60 seconds, he's going to turn around and demand cash. Usually between $50 and $200. Before he'll give your bag back. In Rome and Mumbai, this scam occasionally goes further. The bag walks, not back to you. The fix is 4 words.
When someone reaches for your bag, say clearly, "I've got it, thanks."
That's it. No eye contact required. No confrontation. Legitimate porters at international airports do not approach you. You approach them. At a staffed, marked service desk. Bag back in your hand. Now you just have to get out of the airport. The most expensive ride of your trip. You walk out of arrivals. You need a cab. A driver is already gesturing at you. He says the meter is broken, but he knows your hotel. He'll give you a flat rate. He names a number in local currency that sounds reasonable, because you haven't had time to do the math yet. By the time you're at the hotel, you've paid $80 to $200 for a ride that should have cost $25. The meter isn't broken. It's broken for every single American, every single time. Here's the fix: most people walk straight past, and I mean literally walk past without looking up. Almost every major international airport posts regulated taxi fares on a sign. In the arrivals hall, before you reach the exits. The price to the city center, to major hotel districts, to the airport train. It's right there. Look for the sign. Write the number down before you go outside. Then that flat rate conversation goes very differently. They're not bad at math. You need local cash. There's a currency exchange window right in the terminal. Convenient, official looking, terrible idea. Here's what happens. The posted rate looks close to real, but the buy rate displayed is not the rate you actually get. And then there's the short count. The agent counts the bills fast, folds them, hands them over. You don't recount in front of them because it feels rude. You lose $40 to $60 per transaction. On a 2-week trip with 2 or 3 exchanges, that compounds fast. The rule that protects you, the $20 ceiling. Exchange just enough at the airport to cover your taxi and your first meal. That's it. Then find a local bank ATM in the city. Not in the terminal. For the rest, cash in hand. But the airport isn't done with you yet. Real uniform. Fake fee. This one works because the person running it looks completely legitimate. And that is the entire point. You're at passport control. An official-looking person in uniform pulls you aside. Sometimes a real officer, sometimes someone dressed like one. There's a processing fee, they say. It applies to your passport type, your country of origin, your visa category. The explanation sounds just plausible enough. The fee is between $20 and $100 cash. And there's a side room involved. Here's what you need to know. No major international destination charges a cash processing fee at passport control after you've already boarded a legal flight. This fee does not exist. The one question that ends it.
Can you give me a written receipt on official letterhead?
Legitimate fees always come with documentation. Watch what happens when you ask, and if the pressure continues, you have the right to contact your country's embassy. That number lives in your phone before every international trip. Your phone doesn't leave that bin alone. This one happens fast. 30 seconds, fast. You're in the security line. You put your phone, your watch, and your passport into the bin and send it through. You step into the body scanner. While you're in that scanner, arms up, nobody watching your stuff. There are 2 people working together on the other side. One creates a delay right in front of your bin. They forgot something. Their bag needs a second look. They're blocking the exit point of the conveyor belt. The other person picks up your phone. By the time you clear the scanner, both of them are gone. And so is your device. The 5-second habit that stops this completely. Keep your most valuable items, phone, watch, wallet, in the last bin you send through. Not the first. The last. That way, they exit the scanner the moment you do. There is no window. The ATM that empties your account. 3 days later. This is the one that doesn't hit you until you're 3 days into your trip, probably still abroad, and your bank is calling to tell you $500 to $5,000 just left your account. Tucked away ATMs in international terminals are a primary target for skimmer overlays. A physical card reader placed over the real slot. A pinhole camera aimed directly at the pin pad, both installed in minutes, both invisible to anyone who doesn't know to look. You use the ATM. Everything seems fine. 3 days later, your account is drained. 2 physical checks before you ever insert your card. First, wiggle the card slot. A skimmer overlay is glued on top. It will have slight movement. The real slot will not. Second, look for anything near the pin pad that seems raised or off-center. That's where the camera hides. And the safest ATM at any international airport? one that is physically attached to a bank wall, inside the bank's own terminal booth, with staff visible, not a standalone machine in a quiet corridor. The driver has your name. Nobody sent him. You walk into arrivals. A man is holding a sign with your last name on it. That's your driver, right? Maybe, maybe not. Here's how scammers get your name without being hired by anyone. They photograph luggage tags in the baggage claim area. Your last name is printed right there in large text. They use flight tracking apps to pull passenger manifests on arriving international flights. Then they stand in arrivals looking official, knowing full well that a tired American will see their name and follow without asking a single question. The outcome is either a $150 to $400 inflated fare, or a kickback hotel that won't honor your actual booking. 2 questions that any real driver can answer immediately without hesitation. 1. What company sent you? 2. What name did the booking come under, first and last?